Wonder Woman issue number 10. That's right, folks. This has primarily been King and Sampiri. I think there's been one issue that Sampiri didn't do the art for, which was like the filler issue. So it's like really cool that we've had a consistent team doing this for like 9 issues of this book, because it just gives it a really nice feel and helps make it feel special. Because this book continues to be impressive, and this issue, well, I'm not going to say it's like a game changer, but it's just one of those issues. It's something we've seen this entire run. Somebody actually taking the time to think about Wonder Woman and her mythology and her world. And that's really cool to see. Because I feel like it's been a minute since we've really done this type of thing. Like, we've had Cheetah appear in the books for a long time now. She's a mainstay. But just to be like, this relationship is interesting and complex. Let's actually give it the nuance and respect it deserves, as opposed to treating it like a silly thing. I don't know. It's kind of awesome in some very specific ways. I really like that. So this book opens up with our Wonder Girls. They're all here. Donna Troy sporting the classic stars. Cassie Sandsmark is here. And Yara Flor, one of my new favorites. I love these characters. They're on a tarmac. What are they standing in front of? It's probably the invisible jet, but they don't know. It's just there randomly. That's their story. We'll cut back with it for a bit, seeing what the Wonder Girls are up to. But the primary story is happening on some remote island. It's Cheetah's Island, which we'll talk about in a bit here. And we got narration again from the King of America or whatever. And his narration is, "We were in charge of America for so long, since its conception. And this woman, this foreigner, this foreign woman, came to our shores and started to ruin everything. And we put her through hell. We had the world turn against her. We stripped her of her sisters. There's nothing left. And then we imprisoned her when she finally surrendered. And then that didn't take. So we ran out of ideas. And the last thing we had was to put her on an island and have her old foe fight her. Diana's on a remote island. She's broken and beaten. She's like drift ashore. She climbs ashore and she's going to have to fight Cheetah. We're going to cut between that with the Wonder Girls trying to figure out where the invisible jet is. Cassie bonks her head on it, and they're going to have to figure out how to start it. And as that's going on, Diana is just lurking, trying to figure out where her adversary is. Or is it her adversary? We'll get to that in a bit here. But she finds her. And this is a Barbara Minerva that's more feral than what we've seen. Now, I can't for the life of me remember where we last saw Barbara, where she was in continuity. She was working with Wonder Woman, I think in the run before this, before King took over. I think she was part of like the team with Steve Trevor and Ziggy and Etta. I think that's where she was. Or she was there for a bit at least, but I don't think that took. So she's kind of feral in this. She's like after the hunger and she's trying to bite into Diana, so it just becomes like a big fight. It's like, we could talk this out, Minerva. She's like, you always want to talk. I only hunger. You're like, yeah, I guess. And we get narration again, which is just Tom King explaining why Cheetah is the main adversary to Wonder Woman. People always wonder, like, is Barbara Minerva, like, the adversary, like, the Joker character? We even get examples talking about Batman and Joker and Lex Luthor and Superman. One is just chaos incarnate, the other one is order, one is brain, one is brawn. What is the difference between Wonder Woman and Cheetah? Well, the answer we are given in this book is a scientist corrupted by the gods and an armed princess seeking universal peace. You're like, that? Okay. I mean, that's kind of similar, Someone who's about the gods and someone who hates the gods for their torment. Sure. It's fine. It could just be that it's like, beauty incarnate in the peace of the world and somebody who is destined to be this monster, all from like a Greek mythological perspective. It's interesting nonetheless. And I would 100% say Cheetah is the primary adversary, this interpretation, which we're also going to get into because guess what? We have to talk about the other cheetahs as well. So the Wonder Girls got into the plane. They figured out how to climb inside. Donna's going to hit a button. Maybe this will start it. Boom. She gets like the ejector seat. Then Yara and Cass are like, can she fly? I don't remember. funny. It's actually been days since the fight between Wonder Woman and Cheetah started. They were fighting day and night, just breaking each other, beating each other. It starts off very violent, but then it kind of becomes very like something that is key to Wonder Woman, and I've talked about this in numerous issues of the book too. It's very key to Wonder Woman for there to be like some bondage and just like, people tied up and very submissive. Like the final like big climactic part of their fight ends with the two of them strangling each other on the shore of a beach, and Cheetah is on top of Diana and she's just like lurking over her, and she's literally like sitting on her, right? And she's like, "You're mocking me. You keep saying no thank you when I'm going to eat you." She's like, "No, that's not what I'm not going to say eat me, Barbara. That's stupid. I'm not mad at you either. I'm only sad for you, and I pity you, and I only have hope and love for you." And as that's going on, that is when Diana blacks out. So we think she's defeated. Somebody has finally defeated Diana. Through all of the chaos we've saw for the 10 issues, Diana is finally defeated and down for the count, and Cheetah just like collapses. You think she collapses because she's defeated, but no. She's celebrating. She lets out like a howl, like this is it. We finally did it. Somebody has taken down Wonder Woman. Then we cut back to the Wonder Girls. They're in the invisible jet. And you see Yara's like, this is kind of awesome. Cassie's a little uncomfortable. She's kind of getting like motion sickness, not really like happily in the air. She's like, this isn't where I feel comfortable. I'm normally like 10 feet off the ground. This is really high up. And they're like, relax, Cassie. You're fine. She's like, look, I know I'm fine. And I know we're about like, compassion and love and shit, but I really hate you too right now. Oh, that's fun. So it's nighttime on Cheetah Island, and this is where the narrator gives us a little more information on the other cheetahs. We have to bring it up because Minerva is not the first cheetah, nor is she the last. So there was Priscilla Rich, who was just like, a crazy lady, whatever. Deborah Domain, or Domain, I don't know, like the other ones. And as they are sitting on this, and the narrator is telling us, like, it doesn't really matter what it is, a Wonder Woman must always have a cheetah to fight, or just to have in their life somehow, because this fire that Barbara has made, she's come to her senses. She's no longer feral and aggressive, but she's got like Diana sitting against a tree. She's like, look, I know you can hear me. I know you're awake. So just, what's going on? What are we doing? They're kind of being a little fun. She's like, I'll throw you in the fire. She's like, you don't like your meat cooked. You like your meat raw. And so, isn't that fun? But Barbara, she's being polite, being nice. And she just sits down next to Diana and puts her head on her shoulder. And they grab each other's hands and just like, what are we doing here? What is this? What are we doing? Just two people who have been through hell and were taken by these men. It is men that took them. And it's like, well, I knew you were taken, Barbara, and I figured this would be the only way to really talk to you. I love this. Oh my goodness, this stuff is great. Just like, yeah, it doesn't matter if there's a cheetah, who it is or whatever, but a cheetah must always be in the life of a Wonder Woman. Even if it's just in like this different compassion. And I love this book. It's very understated and underplayed in the book. But when we bring up the character relationships of Batman and Joker and Lex Luthor and Superman, and you throw in Wonder Woman and Cheetah, this is just so much more different than those other two relationships of adversaries, because it's more of a relationship built on love than it is hate. Even if Superman is working with Lex like he is in the current run, there's still like this level of like, I will never fully trust you as much as I want to. This is just more like, my sister, are you hurt? What is going on? And that is so beautiful to see. And Barbara is like, I might be the only person who truly knows you, Diana, so please tell me. And this is awesome. She can do all the stuff with Steve and the Wonder Girls and everything with that. But where Diana finally breaks is when she is talking to Barbara. And she's like, it's been so difficult. Everyone is against me. I'm fighting everyone. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how to do this. I have to be strong. And she's like, you don't have to be strong with me. And then Barbara just embraces her. And you're just like, this is awesome. Like, this is a book that is also about the emotional strength of Diana. As much as like, how much can we push her to the physical limit of what she is capable of? Also about how much shit can we put on this woman's like psyche before she is destroyed, and she's reaching that point 10 issues later, which is kind of impressive. And she apologizes for breaking down, and they're just like, look, I guess I kind of figured why you were both here. They wanted me to defeat you. I kind of did. But Diana, you had a plan in place. This is how you would get me out of here, because they took me to get to you, and you are going to get me out of this. So it's not a great plan, but I guess we're going to have to work together. So I guess Cheetah is part of the team, which makes a lot of sense. Because, yeah, this isn't a book about Wonder Woman fighting Cheetah. It's just like two sisters coming together against a dickhead of the dad that is America. And I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. Let's defeat him. Let's defeat him. So they embrace again. And we're moving on. It's the next morning or whatever. The Wonder Girls are just, getting ready to meet up with Wonder Woman and Cheetah. They're like, this is weird. Do we have to go, like, rescue Steel now that we took, like, his satellite network? Is he going to be, like, a traitor to his people? Oh, damn, I don't want to have to save Sergeant Steel. He's been an asshole. Well, they're good people, so they're probably going to have to save him. Before we can really finish the thought, Diana and Barbara show up, and everyone's like, okay, this was crazy and intense. Everyone embraces, and Donna's like, all right, now that we got the hugs out of the way, can we go do some shit? Can we, like, deal with some stuff? Let's get this done. Let's go, girls, and let's go win the day. That's what we're here for. And again, just the narration. I love it. Just like, I think I'm going to read it verbatim here, just what it says. As we have grown to perceive it, the truth of the matter is this. Batman can be reduced to order, Joker reduced to chaos, Luthor to greed, Superman to compassion. These disparate men are united by the simplicity of their goals and lives. As such, simplicity is easily duplicated in its antithesis. But these women, Diana Prince, Barbara Minerva, or even the girls, Cassie Sandsmark, Donna Troy, Yara Fleur, they are not simple. They will not be reduced. Their images are not reflected perfectly in some metaphorical mirror. Instead, their light bursts and overlaps and contradicts and shimmers and shines, like the sun glancing off the ocean's waves. Oh, Tom, you're really having fun just being like, these girls, they're just not like Batman and Superman. They're not like the Robins either. They're angry and butthurt, but they're just going to kick some ass and deal with shit. Hell to the yeah. So they get in the invisible jet and they head off, and you're like, yes, they do. This is amazing. I love it. I love it. I genuinely love it. This is insanely fun and so unique and interesting. Just being like, yeah, they don't fit into like the classic Batman Superman mold. As much as we might want to push them there, it doesn't work because there isn't one specific Cheetah. There isn't one specific Wonder Woman. So much different stuff. It's kind of awesome. And we do get a backup again with the young Trinity, where we see Lizzie trying to fly a kite. It's not really working. John and Damian try to help her. John either gets it too high into the sky. Damian tries to tell her, like, this is the myth of Sisyphus, where like he keeps trying to push a rock up a hill, but it's never going to work. The lesson is never try. And they keep trying. It's not really working. The string gets tangled up. Damian can't untangle it. Nothing's working, and it's the impossible task. They even like go out on patrol, and they're still thinking about the the kite. Later, they figured, well, why don't we just get Kite Man to help us? So Kite Man helps out and teaches her to fly a kite, and you're like, that's awesome. Just really nice. Cute little way to end the book. Look, we had an intense issue there with just like the development of Diana and Barbara and like the two of them that need each other. There is some pseudo-sexual stuff, which is very important to the story of Wonder Woman. I appreciate every time it's included. This book continues to be awesome. I love everything we're doing, and this was no slouch of an issue. Just incredibly fun time. Man, are we doing some good stuff here. I just love it. No, Wonder Woman and Cheetah, they don't fit into the classic norm. They're creative in different ways. Awesome. Just awesome. So, Wonder Woman issue number 10, I am going to give a 9 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.